Barrio Tacos, Tequila, and Whiskey Studios. Voted Best Taco by Cleveland Scene and Cleveland Magazine.
The Buzzard.
The home of the Buzzard.
This is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
Girls, this is your opportunity right here. A nice boy, let me tell you that.
216-578-1007.
MS gear if you're going to be at the Kiss show, and if you're up there in the nosebleeds, I might find you and I'll put you down on the floor. So, FYI, Dan's going to have tickets. Corey will have them. I'll have them too. So show us your buzzard at that Kiss show on Sunday night, and you could end up down there on the floor for their very last time in Cleveland. Eric Singer, the drummer, of course, he's from Euclid. So there's local ties there. But it should be a good time. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're getting dressed for the Kiss show on Sunday. Bridget Linton's here. She's sitting in today. You see her on the sideline of the Browns games. Sometimes she's in a poncho.
Dome advocate, Bridget Linton.
Sometimes she's not in a poncho. But either way, she's a consummate professional. Alan, I have an extra Tool ticket if you want to come see them in Toronto. Yeah, Tool's doing their dates. They're in Portland, Oregon tomorrow night. The closest Tool dates to us would be in Toronto. That's the 20th and 21st of next month. Thank you. I don't plan on going to that. But what? Oh, I thought Poundcake.
She was just laughing.
I thought Poundcake said it. Yeah, no, I'm not. I like Tool, but I heard someone refer to Tool as Rush for Juggalos, and now I cannot get that out of my head. It is the perfect description of Tool. No, I like them, but no, thank you. Feel free to give that extra ticket to someone else. I do love Toronto. We go a couple times a year, but I'm not going to go there to see Tool. I will, however, in about 6 or 7 minutes, have a trip to L.A. for you. We announced the big Alter Ego Festival. This is probably in its 5th or 6th year now. The big alternative festival that we do out in L.A. They moved the venue. It's now at the Honda Center in Anaheim. It's going to happen on January 13th. So that would be a nice time to get out of Ohio, is middle of January, to see the Black Keys and Bush and Sum 41 and Paramore and many more. So 5 o'clock every day this week. And I think next week, too, I've got trips for you. I was reading about the
You get it?
Yeah, I'm almost. I'm swatting gnats in here. Hey, welcome to our brand new studios, by the way, Bridget. We have gnats and, things we're
Well, this is what happened when you talk about puke and diarrhea so much.
in downtown Cleveland, no less.
The bugs start to come into the studio.
Yeah. You're saying that we manifested it? We put it out into the universe?
I think that's exactly what I'm saying.
I would counter with there have been plenty of days, contrary to popular opinion, there have been plenty of days here where there was no mention of any bodily fluids, and we're still beset on all sides by insects.
Ooh.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why we've got what's that slapper thing, Bill? that's why the fly swatter. We got big old slappers in here.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, you do right here.
Yes. You might need that at some point. You might need to
ready to go.
Be prepared, yeah.
That's right. The Boy Scout code is to be prepared. Were you ever a Girl Scout or anything like that?
I wasn't.
You weren't. Okay.
I was too busy Irish dancing.
Oh, right. Your whole formative years was all Irish dancing.
Age 4 to 18. I was in studio training and traveling and competing.
It's like my older daughter was an equestrian for about that length of time, too. And it's all-consuming. It ain't cheap. And it's probably like, you're Irish dancing and you're
Very
traveling. Was that at the behest of your mom or your dad or both of them? Do you have siblings?
Yes. So I have an older sister. She is 10 years older than me. Then I have a brother 7 years older. And then, surprise.
Oh, you were the oops baby.
The favorite child was born.
Oh, okay.
Mom and Dad, if you're listening, yes, I know I'm the favorite. It's okay.
So did your sister do the dancing too? Oh,
so that's why I started at age 4 because, of course, I wanted to do everything my sister did. So
she was 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I started at a very young age and loved it and was pretty good at a very young age. So it became my life.
Wow.
And again, now it's my fun fact. A great bar trick. It brings the house down every time.
Was it just going to college where you're like, I'm done with that now?
I wish I would have known on Saturday when I ran into you.
I would have kicked off the heels, and I would have
Gone for it.
100% would have. So actually, we talked about Riverdance and Lord of the Dance earlier in the show, and we talked about my Irish dancing. That was my whole goal. Like, there's, you know, when you would like write those papers of what I want to be when I grow up, most people go, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a doctor. I have a whole essay writing about how I'm going to be the star of Lord of the Dance. I'm going to be the girl in the red dress and all this.
Right.
Uh-oh. Don't tempt me with a good time.
No, I'm just, I'm setting the mood. That's all.
Yeah. Now I want to stop talking.
You
and
have
get
like
up
a
and dance.
visceral reaction when you hear that kind of music,
I know.
right?
Just kind of gets inside my body.
Yeah, you cast your mind back to, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a little dance here soon.
If you
But
want, I'll adjust this camera. So you,
Oh, the
so
Emerald
you can see
Isles,
it.
the sounds of the Isles. So for a while, were you carrying like flats in your purse so that at a moment's notice you
No,
could, you
see,
know?
I could just kick off the shoes and do it anyway. But yeah, that was my whole plan. And then just so happened that year that I was graduating high school, Lord of the Dance, they stopped their tour. And at that point, my mom was like, well, you need to get an education. You're going to college. I'm like, but no.
I'm a
gonna
dancer.
I'm going to be a famous Irish dancer.
But when you had put that much time into it,
I'm like, that's impossible.
Right.
There's no famous Irish dancers.
Except
literally
Michael
Michael
Flatley.
Flatley. Yeah, he's
Except
the
Michael-
one
There's-
everyone knows.
But I still wanted to be in
wanted
the
that
spotlight.
Flatley,
And so again, my
yeah.
mom's like, again, there's like, you can't like major in being famous, and you can't major in being a famous Irish dancer. So like, you're gonna have to figure something else out. I'm like, well, I do like to talk.
So had it been in the back of your mind even in college, or was it like your dreams have been dashed and you're like, well, that part of my life's over?
It wasn't that that part of my life was over. It was more of like I was on the Akron dance team, so
Yeah.
I kind of got involved in more college things, and then I became Miss Ohio Teen USA. That was my freshman year. Yeah, so
Right.
we talked about awards we won. Yeah, I won a sash and a crown.
There you go.
Poundcake really wants a sash. He covets a sash like nobody's business.
Because I wasn't that guy growing up. I wasn't like Bridget. Like I
You weren't an Irish dancer.
my mom
He was a private dancer.
my mom went out of
Dancer
her
for
way.
money.
My mom went out of her way to make sure we had like activities to do after school. So I did karate.
She's like, idle hands are the devil's work.
Honestly, like I did track, biddy wrestling, karate. What else did I do? I did like basketball, and I was not good at basketball.
Your mom was just trying to make you tired for when she got home.
Probably, but I
Yeah.
quit everything, and like I quit.
That is what you excel at.
No one quits better than me.
Yeah, no one
He hasn't
quits.
quit radio. He's been doing this since
Has
our.
not.
And honestly, I think the
Top
reason why
quitter. Get him we need to get you a sash that says the best quitter.
I have a wife, but he's not gonna. Why is he gonna quit this?
Wait, you guys, I have an idea. I think that we should get Poundcake a sash that says best sports talker in Cleveland.
Well, that's what he wants.
that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to go to the party with, just so everyone knew.
He's already got his canary yellow suit. Where can you have a sash made these days? Is
Sash
it like
R Us.
a Sash R Us? Okay, cool. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find
Trophy
something.
shop will also make
Sensations.
Yeah.
sashy sensations.
But no, radio, I feel like for me, it was a part of me becoming an adult because I flocked to it. It was like right after it was at that transition in my life where I was going to college and I had just come out, and radio was the medium that I flocked to. And I created a personality. It's not just my radio personality. This is actually my personality. And so I've grown up a lot on the air.
You bloomed
So yeah,
in full bloom on the radio.
I didn't take to anything like I've taken to radio, and I've done all the things. So I wasn't an athletic guy. I just was so uncoordinated. I had, I was bow-legged, bird-chested. I was slow. You name it, that was me.
Well,
He's
you-
like a
you-
Bachman warbler.
You mentioned karate a few times. Like, can you do a nice karate chop or a high
Nope.
kick or anything? Oh,
Nope.
okay.
I can't.
Please come in here. In the same frame, I want Bridget Irish dancing and you doing high kicks.
Well, that's why I
like
asked.
you're friggin' Napoleon Dynamite or
Let's
something.
just like see who could get higher. I
Oh,
thought
my
it might be a
God.
fun little bit, but never mind. What like what was it called? The level you get like a color,
Yeah,
like a
you
black
do.
belt.
Yeah,
I
black
do.
belt.
So what level did you get to?
Oh, so
He was a fuchsia belt. He barely
I was a white belt.
Just off-white.
I got to but, okay,
a
listen.
crew belt
I got
is as
to-
high as he got.
I got to a couple classes, and so I was still a white belt. And then I just kind of like hung up my uniform. And years later, I found that same uniform. Obviously, it was smaller, but the belt was a little brown. I was like, wow, did I really get up to like a brown belt? I didn't realize.
It was faded.
Aged in the eggshell belt.
It was like just so like brown and dusty. I was like, did I really get to a brown belt? She's like, no, it's dirty. I was like, oh, well then, yeah, we can just donate this.
He laundered it and it was bright white.
Because I didn't realize, I don't know how much you have to do to get to a different color belt. I don't know how many classes you have to take. And it's probably not classes. You probably have to like test into something.
Yeah, you think you test.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh yeah, I was a carpenter. I quit that. Forgot about that. And I was, yeah.
Radio's your calling, and you're killing it.
That's
Killing it.
I'll tell you what, best sports talker in about a half an hour. You're going to get it. Alan, please tell Bridget her dad was one of my favorite teachers.
Aw.
What did your dad teach?
He was a science teacher at Green Middle School.
Yep.
So me and my dad have this thing. Green, it's a smaller town, right between Akron and Canton. So when I come home to visit, oh, nice little sound bite there.
It's what I do.
So if we ever go out to a restaurant, he thinks that he has taught every single person. So whatever server we have, he always has to ask.
He might be right.
Did you go to Green? I'm like, Dad, you've been retired now for a bit. Like, not everyone knows you, but 9 times out of 10, they actually do. But now, sometimes we'll come home and people will be like, oh, Bridget, a huge Browns fan, or I listened to you on the radio, whatever it may be. So now we have a little competition. Like, all right, who's more well-known in Green, Ohio? Dad, are you still
how many Instagram followers does he have?
Right. Or
you're stolen his thunder.
Yeah, so now it's like a funny little joke between
and then
us.
He explains how thunder happens. You're like, all right, fine.
But yeah, no, we get that a lot. He was a great teacher. He's also a football and track coach.
Was he your teacher?
They put me in his class. We both, when we saw what like team I was put on in middle school, I was like, no,
he's like,
no. My sister had him, and she was able to make it work. Like she could separate herself from daughter and student. Where me, I knew it was just not going to work.
Did she call him Dad or Mr. Linton?
Mr. Linton.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Linton. What are we having for dinner tonight?
So there is this.
So weird.
Yeah. There is this story that my mom, I think, still is mad at my dad till this day. When my sister was in 8th grade, she had a science project. My dad is the science teacher.
Yeah.
He obviously took her to school. They get to the end of our road. She's like, wait, Dad, I forgot my science project. Well, if you were riding the bus wouldn't turn around. I'm not going to give you any special privileges. And he's like, you're not going to end up going. They go in alphabetical order for their presentation. You're L, you won't. Just so happens a lot of kids were out sick that day.
No.
And they got to L. So he gave her a B because she was late. I mean, he like actually gave my sister a B knowing she had the project done.
Wow. He was hardcore.
Tough.
He was an educator above all else.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Let me give you this trip here. Our Alter Ego Festival is back in California, January the 13th. It's going to be at the Honda Center in Anaheim. You're going to see Paramore in the 1975 in the Black Keys, and 30 Seconds to Mars, and Jared Leto's abs, and Bush, and Gavin Rossdale's abs, and Sum 41. We fly you out, put you up, you and a pal, get you around, give you some money, I think, too, tickets to the event. So listen closely, and good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Time for your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Alter Ego now. Text the nationwide keyword PARTY to the number 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's PARTY to the number 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
On that subject of sports, though, I saw that Showtime is finally getting out of the boxing business. Showtime has been airing boxing matches for 37 years. And I can't figure this out because boxing is actually on an upswing now, if you pardon the pun. And I think it's due in no small part to the Paul brothers. Because even if people don't like them, they're getting a whole new wave of people who are at least pretending to be into boxing. And Showtime is like, because all these media companies now, they have to like the swing and the axe. They're like, we're not paying for this stuff anymore, blah, blah, blah. And Showtime has been like the place where all these boxing matches were for a long, long time. And they said, no, we're getting out of the game. Except whoever picks this kind of stuff up is going to start making money because boxing is getting to be like a thing again. It's booming. Like it's like the number 4 sport now for like younger demos. It's the 3 main one. It's whatever, you know. I know hockey's in there too, but boxing is kind of coming back. And I know a lot of people don't. Anytime the Jake Paul and Logan Paul pop up, there's all kinds of people who don't like it.
Me.
They think I know, people think it's fake or it's contrived or whatever. It
is.
But these streamers do not care why they're getting eyeballs. They just want the
they're
eyeballs.
getting eyeballs. They're selling
understand.
tickets. So
It's entertainment.
The money's real.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
People love to hate them, especially here in Cleveland, which I find interesting since they're
There's a
from
lot of
this
people
area.
that love them, though, here.
But
Yeah, but you know what? That's kind of a Midwestern thing, too, where people get mad if you break out.
True.
You know, they're like, oh, it's like everybody wants to break out of their town. Everybody.
But also, I'm like, I don't know who they are. I've never been that close to them, but they're great businessmen.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of money. So, yeah, I would. He wants all the fame, all the money, and you just got a lot of haters, but
Well, I would
still
also
watching
think,
and listening.
I would also think that boxing's really good for short attention spans because, like, a boxing match, it could be over in 37 seconds.
Right.
You know, those old Mike Tyson fights back in the day. He'd just walk out there, knock a guy out.
And that's that.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't watched these guys fight. Like, I don't know that much about it. But
And they're athletic dudes, too. Like, that's the thing.
well, you have to be, but yeah.
Like, it's not like they are without any pedigree. I mean, they didn't come up boxing, but wrestling, and they're very athletic. They're like, when they do, I think when Logan does WWE stuff, he's incredible. Like, he's doing like big moves. Like, he's jumping off the top rope and doing flips, and like it's
entertaining.
crazy. Yeah, for sure.
I went to the one, it was when Jake Paul came to Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years ago. It's not my cup of tea because I don't like blood.
Yeah.
And just like people beating each other up.
Yeah.
But they sold the whole,
Yeah.
what is it, Romo Fijo?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Romo
guys call it?
Fijo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They sold it out. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and there seems to be a lot more synergy now between boxing, WWE, MMA. Like these guys, you know, Tyson Fury, he's a big boxer, British dude.
Yep.
And he's like, let's go to the WWE. And, you know, it's the same audience.
Because it's a similar audience, and it's great promotion, and you get big checks from it, and you build up your own personal brand, and then you can charge more for your next fight.
Even if you're the guy who loses, you get rich.
Yeah.
true.
What's better than that?
I mean, your face might get messed up, but at least you have money.
Yeah.
You can pay for it.
Pay for it to get fixed.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. No, the first time I was in Vegas was only a couple of years ago, and a buddy of mine spends a lot of money out there, so he gets comped all this stuff. And it was the summer of that Conor McGregor fight, a big, big deal, this Conor McGregor fight. And then and so they have all the undercards, and you want to talk about nosebleeds. That T-Mobile Arena out there, I mean, you're under the ceiling, and you're, standing there with like binoculars watching the undercards. And it's Vegas, so it's like they're walking all the celebrities in and all this crap. Sit ringside, cage side, whatever it is. And they have all the undercards, and then they make Conor McGregor. It was like 30 seconds, and he broke his ankle or something, and the whole thing's over.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I was there.
Very anticlimactic.
I mean, it's just kind of, that could happen.
Did
A lot
you
of times
say
it does.
the first time you ever went to Vegas was just a few years ago?
For my 50th. Yeah, it's pretty wild, right?
I'm mind blown.
Well,
Why?
because it's like, I'm not a Vegas guy. Like, it's fun now that we go. We just went this past 4th of July, but it's like, a buddy of mine lives in L.A., and he goes, hey, he and his wife, they make a ton of money, don't have kids. He spends a lot of money. He goes, hey, why don't you meet us in Vegas, and we'll get everything comped. You guys will just have to whatever. So it's a super cheap way to hang out, but I was just not a Vegas guy. Like, I'm not a huge gambler.
But if you've never been, how did you know you weren't a Vegas guy?
Well, because everything that everybody told me, I'd be like, oh, what do you do out there? Like, I don't care about shows.
Okay.
This last time we went to like the Punk Rock Museum. I mean, so yeah, it's fun, but I'm not like doing the stuff everybody else is doing. I'm not gambling. I'm not going to like, so it's fun. Like, we have a good time, but mostly we're like drinking and kicking it at the pool and, things like that.
That's my favorite part of Vegas.
Well, right.
I love the pool parties.
Yeah.
Did you go to any clubs?
No.
That night? You're not a big dancer?
I mean, I also don't like walking into a room where I feel 100 years old.
Your club.
You know how like you feel tall around all these dudes,
I thought you were
right?
going to say when I feel old. And
No.
we were not about to be friends.
No, you said you like short guys. It's tough, and for me, I can still kick it, but it's like I don't want to walk into a place
Please
like
kick
that.
it. Please still kick it.
Listen.
Let me see you next.
Kick
it.
But a Vegas club, it's not the Barley House. A Vegas club where it's like $75 to get in.
Bunch of hot, ripped dudes.
Yes, of course. Everybody's secretly 17, you know. No, so we didn't do that.
Well,
But-
at least you got to go to that big fight, sit all the way up in the
Yeah.
extra Loudville area.
Yeah. Walk out at 11 o'clock at night, it's still 106 degrees out. So, no, it's fun. I mean, we went this past summer and no, it's good. I mean, it would probably be more fun to maybe go another time besides July when it's 113 degrees out.
That was not the best choice.
No.
I'm hoping to go in February.
You've been, though.
Yes, I've been to Vegas plenty of times.
Yeah.
But February, Super Bowl is there this year.
Oh, right.
Can the Browns turn it around and do it?
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's my plan. I'm going.
So you're planting your flag right now.
Mm-hmm.
Browns in the Super Bowl.
Let's say it. Yeah.
There you
Manifesting
go.
it.
Put
Put it out
there.
into the universe.
Manifesting it.
All right.
I think you'll love the halftime show because it's Usher.
Oh,
and that's
Usher.
your genre, right?
I love Usher. And actually, how about what am I?
You know he has the herp.
What?
Allegedly.
Stay away from him.
No.
not alleged.
He's paying women millions of dollars because they sued him.
Man, y'all don't want to see a
Alan,
black man
no.
succeed.
Do you know this for a fact?
He's succeeding.
How do you know this for a fact?
Because he keeps settling lawsuits with women who say he didn't tell me he had the herp.
He ain't never show his blood test.
Poundcake, shut up.
Well, that makes me really sad.
Well,
However,
no.
he has a
He's
residency
also short,
in
so it's-
Vegas. No, true. Not,
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Listen.
I more so just love his music and
He's
dancing.
still a fantastic performer. I'm just
Yes.
saying,
It's
give him
not
a
dance
wide berth.
transmissible. Like, you're not going to get herpes from watching his halftime
Right,
show.
watching
Yeah.
his dance.
Yeah.
So he has a residency in Vegas right now, and my friends just got back a few days ago and went. They were so close to him, like probably got his sweat. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that can give him the hurt, but
I don't
they
know
were so
either.
close, and I was so
keep your
jealous.
mouth closed.
And so I'm just thinking, you know what? It's fine. The Browns are going to be in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go, and I'll see Usher perform there. Putting it out in the universe now.
Bridget Linton has said it first on this program. I'm sure there's all kinds of second and third place sports talkers in this town who might have said it. But she knows, and she has put it out into the universe here first. It's going on our collective vision boards. Browns, Super Bowl, Vegas.
Usher.
Hell, we'll
Usher,
all go if that
herpes.
happens. Yeah. It would be worth grabbing some herp. Right? You know, Poundcake wants a skosh of hep. It'd be worth getting a little bit of herp.
Just a smidge.
The Browns, Super Bowl. Okay. I've got to take a break here. We will get to the aforementioned award-winning Poundcake Sports Break in a minute here. If you want to text for anything, 35192. Another $1,000 on the way, too. Keyword to get you $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie up at 5:30.
Now you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.